Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sherry, Girl on the Go. So I went shopping earlier with my bestie Kim for our individual Thanksgiving dinners, and on our drive home I said that I would like to go camping one more time before it gets too cold out. And she said, let's go now. We've been friends for over 40 years. Yep, that's right. And it's great having friends who are the same kind of crazy as I am. So we went to our respective homes, packed up our vehicles, and we're ready to get on the road in just over an hour. That's right. We did Thanksgiving a little bit differently this year with a last minute, super spontaneous camping trip at the beach. Now we decided to go a little bit potluck because she had prepared a turkey the evening before. So she brought some turkey and some cranberry sauce, and I made homemade stuffing and pan-fried Brussels sprouts and some yams on the camp stove. So let's jump in and I'll show you how our fun cooking and rewarding evening and morning were camping at the beach. While I'm packing up the car, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to cook a yam partially in the microwave, just so it's easier to cook on the stove. And I'm going to make some toast from this white bread for the homemade stuffing, just so I can chop it up because I don't have breadcrumbs. So this is what I bought instead of breadcrumbs. Check out this view. So I'm starting with cooking the Brussels sprouts because they will take the longest to cook. So I'm just cutting off the ends and peeling off the bad bits and then quartering them so they cook a bit faster. And I'm sure you don't want to watch me chop up these Brussels sprouts, so I'm just going to zoom right through it. What kind of a meal do you like for Thanksgiving? Do you prefer the traditional Brussels sprouts and turkey and stuffing, or do you have something special that your family likes to do? Let me know in the comments below what your preferred Thanksgiving meal is. So next I'm just adding a bit of salt and pepper and olive oil to the pan so the Brussels sprouts crisp up nicely. And we're camping where there's a whole bunch of people, so you're going to hear a lot of background noise, people coughing, people talking, but that's just the way it is. While the Brussels sprouts are cooking, I'm just going to get the rest of the veggies ready for the stuffing. So I've got 2 stalks of celery that I'm just dicing down into small bits, and then I'm going to use half an onion. I guess I could have moved the camera, but you're not missing out on much. It's just celery being chopped, so that's about it. Brussels sprouts are cooking. You can look at this amazing view. I taste as I cook, so I added a bit more salt and pepper to this. Mostly pepper because I love my pepper. The view is so peaceful, it's almost like a photograph. You can barely see the water moving and the birds. Next I'll start on the homemade stuffing. So the celery and onions I put in a pan with a bit of oil and just cook them so they're translucent and tender. Next, I'm adding a bit of butter. I use real butter, I don't use margarine. And as you can tell, I don't measure anything. I've cooked it enough times that I know what it tastes like, so I am winging it. Some ground sage. And I'm not measuring the sage either, I'm just sprinkling it on. While the onions and celery are cooking, I'm just going to chop up the toast that I made earlier in the day. And it's a little bit tough, but having bread cubes made fresh with toast is really good. I prefer that actually than buying the dried bread cubes. So if you want an easy way to do it, this works really well. So now I'm adding the chicken stock, which is water, and then I have the bouillon cubes, the McCormick's. They're soft, so I'm crumbling it into the pan and then I'll stir it all up. And while the stuffing is cooking, I'm just going to put some yam in the frying pan that I pre-cooked in the microwave at home before I left, just to make it faster to cook while I'm camping. So I just used one small one and scooped out the insides and put it in the frying pan. And Kim had given me a turkey leg already, so I put that in the pan to warm it up as well. And then I'll just add the Brussels sprouts back in so they get a little bit more heat and get crispy again because they've been sitting out while I cooked the stuffing. Listen to the sizzle. This is a Thanksgiving dinner for 2 or 3 or whatever, lots of leftovers, but with this view, you can't go wrong. This is the perfect setting to have a Canadian Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving dinner with a nod to Christmas and a view. What more can you ask for? Let's see what the homemade stuffing tastes like. That was perfect. Now the Brussels sprouts. Crispy fried. My favorite. They're so good. After the sun went down, Kim's fire pit made a beautiful addition to the evening, and we were in for one more surprise. After this gorgeous sunset, we were just sitting there talking, catching up on things, and then all of a sudden, and the next morning we were blessed with this beautiful sunrise. And driving home, I had to pull over and admire one more time the amazing sunrise and the beautiful blessings that we have, and just be thankful for friends and family and everything that we have in our lives.